Hello. In this video, Turkey and Greece, despite being allies, somehow end up at war. The first side to start the conflict is Greece. Some Greek soldiers who hated the Turks opened fire on Turkish soldiers stationed at the border. Turkey immediately responds by sending a fighter jet, neutralizing the Greek soldiers. Thus, an official war breaks out between the two states. Turkey's first move is to heavily bomb the Greek border with its weapons. Greece counters by striking Turkish territory with long-range missiles. Turkey then activates its S-400 air defense systems and announces that it has closed its airspace to Greece. Greece does the same, activating its own air defense systems and closing its airspace to Turkey. Greece begins by deploying rocket launcher systems on the islands in the Aegean Sea, while also sending a 50,000-strong army to the Turkish border and opening fire on Turkish soil. Seeing this, Turkey immediately sends 50,000 soldiers to the Greek border. Meanwhile, Turkish and Greek naval forces engage in intense sea battles in the Aegean. On land, Turkey gains air superiority and pushes the Greek forces back. In response to the defeat, Greece sends more soldiers and builds a new defensive line behind the Evros River. Turkish drones patrolling the area detect Greek troop positions, allowing Turkish tanks to begin bombardments, resulting in 15,000 Greek soldiers killed in the region. At sea, however, Greece gains their superiority and manages to sink all Turkish ships. At the same time, missiles from Greek islands rain down on Turkish cities. The volume is so high that Turkey's S-400 systems cannot intercept them all. Unable to endure further, Turkey mobilizes 100 fighter jets from its inventory. These jets head toward the Greek islands, locating and destroying all rocket launcher systems. On the land front, Greece deploys its tanks to the region. Meanwhile, Turkey conducts a massive paratrooper drop onto Lesbos Island, capturing it. Simultaneously, Turkish air forces attempt an air raid on Athens, but Greek forces successfully repel them. When the Turkish jets are pushed back, Greek aircraft go on the offensive, but they are shot down by Turkey's S-400 systems. Turkey then devises a new plan: to encircle Greek troops behind the Evros River by launching simultaneous attacks from both the north and south. Turkish commandos secretly cross the border, successfully surrounding the Greek forces. With no reinforcements possible, the encircled Greek soldiers are eliminated within 24 hours. But a new challenge arises. Greece mobilizes 200 additional fighter jets and a support force of over 80,000 soldiers. The Greeks bomb the area ruthlessly, not distinguishing between soldiers and civilians. This massive attack results in the deaths of 50,000 civilians and 20,000 Turkish soldiers. In retaliation, Turkey sends a massive army of 200,000 troops to the region and deploys its drones, targeting Greek artillery and launching intense airstrikes. The Greek ground forces suffer heavy losses and are forced to retreat. In the Aegean, Turkey's air attacks manage to capture some Greek islands. To prevent further Greek sorties, Turkey identifies all Greek air bases and systematically destroys them with air raids, leaving the Greek Air Force unable to launch more aircraft. At this point, Greece seeks peace with Turkey, but Turkey, sensing victory, rejects the offer. In desperation, Greece launches its remaining air and ground forces toward the front lines, planning an offensive at the central sector across the Evros River. Early in the morning, supported by over 300 tanks, they attack, inflicting heavy casualties on Turkish forces. Greek tank units advance in small groups, while the last Greek aircraft bombard a 50-kilometer area. For a day, the Greeks achieve some success, but Turkish Air Force efforts halt the offensive. In retaliation, Greece fires 200 missiles from Crete at Turkey's Muğla province, causing devastating destruction and killing at least 15,000 civilians. Turkey responds with a massive counteroffensive. Wide-scale airstrikes annihilate Greek troops at the front. Greek resistance continues, but Turkish forces land on Crete and quickly capture the island due to minimal Greek presence. Some Greek warships bombard the Turkish forces there, but Turkish aircraft destroy the ships. Despite another peace call from Greece, Turkey again refuses, aiming to force full surrender. Turkish airstrikes hit government buildings in Athens, while the ground forces push forward from the north. Greece attempts sabotage operations, sending explosive-laden submarines toward Turkish shores, detonating them in Izmir and causing massive coastal destruction. Turkey issues one final ultimatum: surrender, or Athens will be occupied. Greek soldiers and civilians fortify Athens for a last stand. Turkey blocks all entry and exit from the capital and prepares a naval assault. But as Turkish warships approach Greek waters, coastal artillery bombards them, forcing the fleet to retreat with losses. Meanwhile, Greece launches 50 more missiles at Isma. Enraged, Turkey unleashes an overwhelming air campaign. Drones detect every Greek military position, followed by F-16 fighter jets systematically destroying them. At this point, Greece has no remaining capacity to continue the war and is forced to surrender. The victor, Turkey.